Have you ever felt that no matter what you do, the number on the scale just won't budge, while at the same time you're dragging yourself through the day, relying on coffee just to make it to lunch? It's a frustrating cycle that millions of people face. And most of the time, they treat these two issues as separate problems. They go on a stricter diet to tackle the weight, and chug another espresso to fight the fatigue. But what if I told you that your stubborn weight and that constant feeling of exhaustion aren't just coincidental roommates? They are deeply connected partners in crime, two symptoms of the same underlying root cause. For years, you might have been blaming a lack of willpower or simply getting older, but the real culprit is often a body that's fundamentally out of sync, a metabolism that's been quietly slowing to a crawl, holding onto fat for dear life and leaving you with zero energy. Today, we're going to connect the dots. We're diving into the 10 powerful reasons why your fatigue and that stubborn weight are locked in a tight embrace. And more importantly, we'll reveal the simple, science-backed habits you can start today to break that cycle for good, reboot your metabolism, and finally unlock the energetic, healthier version of yourself that's been waiting to get out. Reason number 1, the hormonal traffic jam. Let's start under the hood with your hormones. You've probably heard of cortisol, often called the stress hormone. When you're constantly tired and stressed, your body is in a state of high alert, pumping out cortisol like it's dealing with a perpetual emergency. Now, in small doses, cortisol is fine, but when it's chronically elevated, it creates a hormonal traffic jam. This high cortisol directly tells your body to store fat, particularly the dangerous visceral fat around your abdomen. It's an ancient survival mechanism. Your body thinks a famine is coming, so it clings to every calorie you give it. At the same time, this hormonal chaos disrupts your thyroid function, which is the master regulator of your metabolism. A sluggish thyroid means a slower metabolic rate, meaning you burn fewer calories at rest. So you're not only being instructed to store more fat, but you're also burning fewer of it, all while feeling completely wired and tired. It's a triple whammy that starts with stress and fatigue and ends with a scale that won't move. Reason number 2, the sleep starvation cycle. This leads us directly to one of the most overlooked factors in weight loss: sleep. When you're tired, you might think you're just a bit groggy, but on a biological level, it's sheer chaos. Poor sleep, which we define as less than 7 to 8 hours of quality rest, brutally attacks two key hormones. Leptin is the hormone that tells your brain, you're full, stop eating. Ghrelin is its opposite. It screams, I'm hungry, find food now. When you're sleep deprived, your leptin levels plummet and your ghrelin levels skyrocket. This means you never feel truly satisfied after a meal, and you're hit with intense cravings, especially for high-carb, sugary, and fatty foods. Your brain is desperately seeking a quick energy fix to combat the fatigue. So that lack of energy from poor sleep directly drives you to consume more calories, often from the worst possible sources, creating a perfect feedback loop, where fatigue leads to poor food choices, which leads to weight gain, which can further disrupt sleep. Breaking this cycle is one of the most powerful things you can do. Reason number 3, the mitochondrial power outage. Inside almost every cell in your body are tiny power plants called mitochondria. Their job is to take the food you eat and the oxygen you breathe and convert it into energy, a molecule called ATP. This is your fundamental life force. Now, when you're consistently tired and carrying excess weight, these power plants can become sluggish and inefficient, a state often called mitochondrial dysfunction. Think of it as a city experiencing rolling blackouts. When your mitochondria aren't working properly, you produce less ATP. The result? You feel tired all the time. But here's the fat-burning connection. Your body's ability to oxidize or burn fat for fuel happens primarily inside these mitochondria. If they are offline, your body prefers to burn the easier-to-access sugar, glucose, instead of tapping into your stubborn fat stores. So you're left with low energy and a body that's resistant to burning fat. The good news is you can actually train your mitochondria to become more efficient and start firing on all cylinders again. Reason number 4, the vicious cycle of inflammation. Fatigue and stubborn weight are often signs of a body that's on fire from the inside, and I'm talking about chronic low-grade inflammation. That excess body fat, especially belly fat, isn't just inert storage, it's metabolically active tissue that pumps out inflammatory chemicals called cytokines. These cytokines are like little alarm signals that circulate through your body, causing systemic inflammation. This inflammation can directly interfere with the insulin receptors on your cells. When that happens, your cells become deaf to insulin's message, a condition known as insulin resistance. Insulin's job is to usher glucose from your bloodstream into your cells for energy. If the cells resist, that glucose stays in your blood and your body, in a panic, stores it as fat. Furthermore, this inflammatory state is exhausting. Your immune system is constantly activated, which consumes a massive amount of energy, leaving you feeling drained. So inflammation makes you gain weight and feel tired, and the weight gain creates more inflammation. It's a vicious energy-sapping cycle. Reason number 5, the gut-brain miscommunication. Your gut is often called your second brain, and for good reason. The trillions of bacteria that make up your gut microbiome are in constant communication with your actual brain via the gut-brain axis. An unhealthy gut has trouble extracting all the energy and nutrients from the food you eat, which can leave you feeling nutrient deficient and tired. It can also compromise the integrity of your gut lining, allowing partially digested food particles and toxins to leak into your bloodstream, further fueling that inflammation we just talked about. But here's the fascinating part. Your gut bacteria produce about 90% of your body's serotonin, a key hormone for mood and sleep regulation. An unbalanced gut can lead to poor serotonin production, which means poorer sleep quality and more fatigue. It also influences cravings, with unhealthy bacteria often demanding the sugary processed foods that allow them to thrive, pushing you away from the healthy foods that would help you lose weight. Reason number 6, the dehydration slowdown. This one sounds almost too simple, but its impact is profound. When you're fatigued, one of the first things you might reach for is coffee, but you often overlook a glass of pure, simple water. Chronic, low-level dehydration is a common stealth culprit behind low energy and a sluggish metabolism. Every single energy-producing process in your body, including the fat-burning process, requires water. When you're dehydrated, your body's core temperature drops slightly. In response, your body works to conserve heat by slowing down your metabolic rate. It's trying to conserve energy and resources. Furthermore, your body often mistakes thirst for hunger. That afternoon slump and craving for a snack, it could very well be your brain's confused signal for needing water, not calories. So you eat when you should be drinking, taking in extra calories while your metabolism is already running slower. Proper hydration is like oil for your metabolic engine. Without it, everything creaks, grinds, and slows down. Reason number 7, the nutrient deficiency trap. You could be eating a decent amount of food but still be overfed and undernourished. This happens when your diet is full of processed foods that are high in calories but critically low in the essential vitamins and minerals your body needs to function. Key nutrients like B vitamins, magnesium, and iron are cofactors in the enzymatic reactions that produce energy and metabolize fat. For example, B vitamins are essential for converting the food you eat into ATP in your mitochondria. If you're low in them, that conversion is inefficient, like trying to start a car with a weak battery. Magnesium is involved in over 300 biochemical reactions, including those that regulate blood sugar and support energy production. And iron is crucial for carrying oxygen in your blood. Without enough of it, you can become anemic and feel profoundly tired. When you're deficient, your body's energy and fat-burning machinery simply can't operate at full capacity, no matter how hard you try. Reason number 8, the sedentary spiral. When you're tired, the last thing you feel like doing is exercising. So, you sit, and this sedentary behavior creates a self-reinforcing spiral. A lack of physical activity tells your body that your muscles aren't needed, so it allows your muscle mass to gradually decrease. This is a critical problem because muscle tissue is metabolically active. It burns calories just to sustain itself, even when you're at rest. Less muscle means a lower resting metabolic rate, so you're burning fewer calories all day long. Furthermore, staying sedentary makes your cells less sensitive to insulin, pushing you further toward that insulin resistance we discussed. But perhaps the most immediate effect is on your circulation. Sitting for long periods slows blood flow, reducing the delivery of oxygen and nutrients to your tissues and brain, which directly contributes to that sluggish, foggy feeling. The less you move, the less energy you have, and the more weight you tend to gain. Reason number 9, the toxin overload. We are exposed to a low level of environmental toxins every day, from pesticides on food to pollutants in the air and chemicals in plastics. These toxins are called obesogens because they can disrupt your endocrine system and promote weight gain. They can mimic your natural hormones, confusing your body and altering the way it metabolizes fat and stores sugar. Many of these toxins are fat-soluble, meaning your body's defense mechanism is to sequester them away in your fat tissue to protect your vital organs. In a brilliant but frustrating survival strategy, your body may be reluctant to burn that fat because it would release those stored toxins back into your bloodstream. It's holding on to the fat as a protective measure. This toxic burden also puts a constant strain on your liver, your primary detoxification organ. When your liver is overworked processing these toxins, it has less capacity to perform its other crucial job, metabolizing fats. This dual burden can lead to fatigue, brain fog, and a stubborn resistance to losing fat. Reason number 10, the mindset and motivation drain. Finally, we cannot ignore the powerful role of your mindset. Chronic fatigue and the frustration of unsuccessful weight loss attempts take a massive psychological toll. It creates a state of learned helplessness, where you start to believe that nothing you do will make a difference. This emotional stress, in itself, feeds back into that high cortisol level we started with. When you're mentally drained, you have less willpower and cognitive bandwidth to make healthy choices. The idea of meal prepping or going for a walk feels overwhelming. You're more likely to seek comfort in food and less likely to stick with a healthy routine. This isn't a character flaw. It's a biological and psychological reality. Your mental energy and your physical energy are drawn from the same well. When the mind is fatigued and discouraged, the body follows, and the cycle continues.
So, as you can see, fatigue and stubborn weight are not your fault. They are your body's intelligent, albeit frustrating, response to a system that's out of balance. From hormonal jams and mitochondrial blackouts to inflammatory fires and a tired mind, these 10 reasons are all interconnected threads in the same tapestry. The beautiful, empowering takeaway here is that you don't need a magic pill or a brutal, unsustainable diet to break free. By understanding these root causes, you can start making small, strategic changes that have a cascade effect. Fixing your sleep will balance your hunger hormones. Drinking more water will fire up your metabolism. Adding more nutrient-dense foods will power up your cellular engines. Each positive step you take interrupts one of these vicious cycles and helps you build momentum. You are not broken. Your body is simply communicating its needs. Listen to it. Give it the rest, nourishment, and movement it craves, and you will be amazed at how it responds. You have the power to reset your system, shed the stubborn weight, and reclaim the vibrant energy that is your birthright. Start your transformation today. Subscribe to Fat Flush and turn on the bell for more science-backed ways to boost your health and transform your life from the inside out.